Going on, everybody? It's another episode of Sitting Down with Swish Coaches. I'm your host, Anthony Goods. We got a very special guest today. We got a gentleman that's quick on the rise up in Europe. He's getting a lot of buckets out there. He's currently the second leading scorer in Turkey and one of the most dynamic guards in all of Europe. Please give a nice Swish Coaches welcome to my man QJ Peterson. QJ, what's good, bro?
What's up, man? What's up? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. How's that European grind treating you this year?
It's a grind nonetheless, but all is well. It's good, man. Can't complain. Can't
Yeah,
complain.
man, you definitely. I mean, and obviously you early on in your career, man, but you've taken a lot of strides. You know what I mean, to go from Czech Republic to Korea, Cyprus, Ukraine, Denmark, and then now to make that big jump to Turkey. I don't think a lot of people in the States really understand levels in regards to
Yeah,
countries. But you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? That jump from Denmark to Turkey, even though you were playing Champions League, I mean, you had an
hmm
amazing year there, averaging
hmm
26 and 4. I mean,
hmm
20 points, six boards, and I think it was a little over 4 assists and shooting
Yeah.
42 from three, um, which are good numbers,
hmm
obviously. But now you're in Turkey and you're more or less doing pretty much around the same. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
averaging 18 points and over 4 boards and over 4 assists. So what do you think separates you from, other players in this league, and how are you able to adjust from moving from like a smaller league, to this
Yeah.
level of competition?
Um. I think the first thing that separates me is I think the consistency, like the whole coaches always talk about players being consistent. Day after day, year after year, practice after practice. I think the one thing that separates me is that from college on, I've been consistent, like not just in the level of play, but consistently, you know, getting better. Like you said, from Denmark to now Turkey, right? And the biggest difference is skill level, talent, talent or whatever skill level, um, and then the pace of play, offensive and defensive schemes. It's a lot different. I feel like it's like a lot more of a NBA pace and setup to it, and so you know that was kind of an adjustment in itself. But in terms of myself, like another thing that separates me is that no matter where I go, like I've always learned how to adjust, to the play style, how
Hmm.
fast I need to play and the talent level. Like given the time and you know, like given the time out there on the court and just being around, you know, guys every day and practicing at a certain speed every day, like being in this league and being here so far, it is, you know, it's shown me like when I'm at my best and how I need to play if I want to make it to the NBA or Euro League or whatever the case is. So that's a huge shout out to my coaches, like because they constantly on me every day telling me I need to play fast, I need to play fast, I need to play fast, but they also know I need to play under control. Keep making the right play. Just make the right play. That's all you have to do. Don't The stats will come. The energy effort is there. You play defense, like everything will come. Just play and just play fast and just have fun with it. So
Right.
that was my biggest. I think that's my biggest thing that separates me is the consistency to adjust to the skill level at any level I've played at and produced when I've gotten the opportunity to do so.
Right. And I think one thing that should be said here is obviously, 20 points, let's say 20 points in Czech Republic or 20 points in Denmark is a lot different than 20 points in Turkey.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
because the levels of play are different, and it's sometimes when you look at a player coming making that big of a jump, you wouldn't expect the same level of production, especially like point wise. But
Hmm.
I mean, even in this year, I mean, you've had 28-7 against Ephes, you've had 25 against the Rouge,
Hmm.
Fenerbahce, you dropped 22, 36 in another game against Afion. You've been able to produce against the top teams in Europe. These are the
Hmm.
EuroLeague, Euro Cup caliber teams. So I guess my question is, what skill do you think that you have, whether it be just a basketball skill or let's say a level of athleticism, what do you think
Hmm.
that you have that's able to translate basically at any level because you keep doing it at the different levels that you playing
Hmm.
at?
Um, so it's tough because like we can look at the NBA for example, right? NBA, it's like you have you have a shot at the NBA if A, you can shoot really well, B, you can defend, right? You don't necessarily need to dribble. Like we've all seen Clay's
Mm-hmm.
36-point quarter, right? So he's proven you don't necessarily need to dribble. However, being able to shoot it extremely well and play defense and affect the game in other ways, like I think that's actually been like one of my strong suits is letting defense and my energy and effort carry over to my offensive ability inside.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so another thing too, shot selection. Um,
Yeah,
I still I
huge.
still I still have like a few bad ones here and there every game, but
You
you
got
try to
to, man.
minimize them. Yeah, you try to
Yeah,
minimize them, of
you
course,
got to.
especially if you have it going. Like if you have it going,
Right.
it's like okay, that one's kind of iffy, but you have it going. But you know,
Sometimes you need to see if you can get it going too. Like
yeah,
if I
yeah,
hit
yeah,
this one,
yeah,
you know what I mean? You got to force
yeah.
one here and there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if you're a scorer and like, you see your team like struggling for a bucket, then, yes, you got to make something happen sometimes. Sometimes you have to force the issue. But, a lot of times it's just shot selection and then being efficient with the shots you shoot. Try to make every shot um the best shot for the team, not just for yourself, but for the team. Um and over the years, like I've had to learn that. Like it's not just my shot or my point, it's our shot. So um and that's just all coming with the team first mindset and doing whatever it takes to win type of deal. So
Right.
um yeah.
So what is your focus right now? What are your summer goals? Going
Hmm.
into as we are winding the season down and going into the
Hmm.
summer and the next season.
Hmm. So right now folks is just finish strong. I like to win a championship here. I mean, we definitely have the talent to do so. Like, we can play with anybody in this league. Like, so I don't see why not. Like, I don't see why not. We can't make a strong push in the playoffs or whatever it is. Um, as far as summer goes, like first I'm gonna just probably take some time off from basketball, like just to spend with my family, like my newborn daughter and my fiance, and we're just gonna go on a trip somewhere. And when we get back, then that's when I'll probably hit the ground running again and start training hard, and just see what type of workouts or NBA Summer League opportunities come about. So that that's really all I can really do is just continue to work.
If an NBA opportunity came
Hmm.
across, you believe you ready for that right now? And if so, why do you think
Hmm.
that you're ready for that right now?
Um, for sure. I think I'm more than ready. Um, a few years, like my rookie year, I had an opportunity with the Dallas Mavericks minicamp to make the team to go to summer league. And as a rookie, I didn't know what to expect at all. Like I was just like, man, I was just overthinking everything. Like I'm like, they want me to do this, they want me to do this, they want me to be like just a regular point guard. Like you know, thinking like I'm just overthinking everything. Like and I didn't perform well because I wasn't doing what got me there. You know, and what got me there was my scoring ability, my athleticism, my ability to play defense, and to get people involved all at the same time. And so
Mm-hmm.
now it's like, you know, I feel like from that point on, it's been kind of like a checklist. It's been like he's not ready, he's too young, he doesn't shoot well enough. Um, he might be a liability on defense. So, and all these things I keep in the back of my mind, like during courses of the game, and you know, on each one, I'm checking off each one. And he said, last year they were like, well, he played Champions League, but that's not really a high enough level. Okay, so the whole Turkey deal came. I'm like, okay, well, is this a high level or not? Because if not, then there's no point in me wasting my time going over here. And it was
Right.
like, yeah, Turkey is like one of the top leagues in the world. Like, and so I was like, all right. Um, and so now I'm doing what I'm doing over here, and now it's like there's not really an excuse. There's no excuse
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever. And so, I think that alone, like seeing and knowing that, like that. For instance, I don't know if I can say this or not, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Because my agent, he told me like the feedback from one of the scouts, and he was like, QJ out of his 5 years, he's gotten better every single year,
Mm-hmm.
like which is great, and he's still producing. Like everywhere he's gone, he's produced and he's adjusted.
Right.
So I'm like, well, if this is the case, right, and if I'm given the opportunity in the league, what makes you think I'm not going to do that in the league? Or better yet,
Right.
how about this? If it's kind of like what Luca said, right? It's easier to score in the league than it is in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Floor is bigger. There's no defense 3 seconds. It's like, no offense, but out here I can blow past anybody I want and get into the lane.
Right.
So granted, there's a lot better players in the NBA, but I know how to play like a lot of sets that we run. We run a lot of NBA sets, so I'm already used to running the sets and I already know what speed I need to run them at to get me to where I need to
Mm-hmm.
go. Right. So, with that, I feel like with that confidence and that maturity and that the skill to be able to get to any spot I want to on the court and to either get into my shot or get into an assist position to help my team, you know, I feel like what NBA team wouldn't want that from their point guard. So I think that's why I feel like I'm more than ready for the opportunity. So
And I think you always have to carry that. You always have to carry that confidence. Like
hmm
every hooper, and I talk about this with a gang of hoopers. Like every hooper is supposed to think they are better than they are. Like as
hmm
good as Jordan or Kobe was, they probably thought
hmm
they was like, I'm not getting enough respect. You know what I'm
hmm
saying?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
and that's the only way to, achieve goals and get close to your ceiling. So
hmm
so in regards to preparing for this opportunity, like what are some things that you think, you know, you plan on doing to prepare for your next
hmm
NBA or an NBA opportunity that might come?
hmm So truth be told, I think the biggest thing, like, after learning through the past 4 or 5 years, the biggest thing is the mental challenge. It's never really been about like skill, really. Like, yes, you need skill. Yes, you need talent, you know, but it's just the mental grind. Like sometimes players, guys can't, like, they go from, let's see, playing a lot like overseas. They went through a whole season or two playing like overseas or being the guy or whatever the case is. There's like you go to NBA or summer league and it's like, okay, well, you got 14 other the guys, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so it put in it, and then it's like, say for instance, you're used to starting and you're not starting. It's like, how are you going to affect the game coming off the bench? Like, how do you affect only playing 5 minutes? Like, how do you affect playing 20? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
so it's just the mental aspect. It's not even, I feel like it's not even about skill. And And, you know, for me, I've been fortunate and lucky enough that every time I step out there, whether I play, you know, 37 minutes or I play 2 or 4, like I'm going to do my best to affect the game in a positive way to help my team. So I
Mm-hmm.
think just being prepared for that, like just always, and you know, my guy Akeem Morrison, he we were at, where were we at? I was playing pickup with the Orlando Magic, and at the time, like they had their whole like NBA roster there that day, and they brung in like 10 other guys. Like, so there was like pretty much 3 or 4 teams, and like I didn't get like my name called or whatever. And so one team was like DJ Augustine, Terrence Ross. This when they had Fournier, they had Vucevic, and they had I can't remember the fifth guy, but you know, everybody's on the sideline, like, you know, they're on their teams, like, right. So I'm kind of like one of the, like the reserves, and so they're over there drinking their Gatorade, talking, chopping it up, blah blah blah. Like Terrence Ross gets hurt, like he rolls his ankle, and I see it, and so I rush over there and I picked him up, helped him off the court. Then I rush on the court. I'm trying to play. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about to sit here and wait for one of them to get me. Like, no, damn that, Like, and it was crazy because it was like, yo, because Akeem could kind of see it in my face that I was a bit disappointed. Like, I was pissed because I'm like, I just killed them last week, and then you had me come back here again a second week, and you didn't put me on a team, like, you know. So that
Right.
kind of made it. But he was like, and he just tapped me. He was like, look, let it eat at you. Just stay ready. Just stay ready. You never know, bro. Just stay ready. I'm like, all right. It wasn't even 2 minutes went by before he said it, and before Terrence Ross went down with an ankle injury, and got out there on the court and playing with DJ Augustine and all of them, and we didn't lose a single game the whole day.
Okay.
And so, but you know, that's just one of those things of whether 30 minutes or 2 minutes, you always stay ready. Always be ready.
Mm-hmm.
When your number is called, you be ready. Like that. That's it. That's the biggest thing I think I would have to work on, is just, you know, just mentally being prepared for whatever. Because in the
Yeah.
league, whatever can happen. You can see it this year. COVID hit, a bunch of guys getting 10-day call up contracts, and you know,
Yep.
you never know. Like, you never know. So just taking advantage of whatever opportunity I get, you know, and just making the most of it. So
Yeah, that's a fact. And I think too, you know, just maintaining that work ethic. I think maintaining that work ethic is tough, because like when you're getting DMPs, or you know what I mean, or you're searching for a job, or even in the summer when you're waiting for a call, you know what I mean, it's easy to kind of get lax and comfortable or
discouraged.
whatever. Right.
Yeah,
It's real
yeah,
easy to work hard when you know the bread about to come, but you know
yeah.
what I mean, it's you
See,
know,
but
it's different. So go ahead.
crazy part is in that whole thing is you know, Inky Johnson, you know, I listened to him a good bit, and he was like, you know, when you you get a lot more joy out of doing something and enjoying the process than doing something for a reward,
Hmm.
right? So when you're doing things and you're working hard and just enjoying the process, it's building a certain type of level of character and determination and fire in you, like that can't be replaced, that can't put a money amount on, you know, and that's going to carry you farther than whatever basketball gets you, right?
Yep.
But when you just do things for rewards and rewards, and then you don't get rewards, and it's like you tend to like, oh man, like I didn't get what I want, or I'm not getting paid the amount, like, you know, you get disappointed, right? You can't get disappointed if you're just enjoying the process, right? So, you know, that's the whole thing, is just, you know, working to enjoy the process. So grinding every day, getting better, 1% better each and every day, you know, that that's that's key. Like, that's the most important thing, is
Hmm.
continue to just work Like eventually your chance is gonna come, and when it comes, you're gonna be ready because you put
Right.
in the work. So, and it's never let anybody down. Whatever is done in the dark comes to light. So,
That's true. And like staying on this topic of hard work, what does hard work look like to you? I hear a lot of players. I mean, everybody says that they work hard, or they've witnessed it and things of that nature. But it just means something different to everybody. You know what
hmm
I'm saying? And obviously, there's no right or wrong answer here. But
yeah.
what does hard work look like to you?
Um, being being the first one in, last one to leave. You know, constantly doing extra. Like, you know, it, like hard work and just. I feel like that is very, very. I think that kind of sums it up.
Hmm.
Be the first one in, last one to leave. Like, you know, I mean,
Right.
whether it's and this falls in the line of being like professional. Uh, if you know you need treatment before your workout, you got to get there, you know, 3 hours before practice, or even two. Like,
Hmm.
so I'm here before anybody else gets here. Then I'm getting treatment. Then I'm working out again. Like, you know, like I don't know. I think it's just, you know, just constantly trying to perfect your craft. Like you hear stories about Steph and Clay and Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, like all those guys, LeBron, like they all those guys in the gym 3, 4, 5 in the morning. Jimmy Butler as well. Um, you know, they're there at 3, 4 in the morning, and these guys are multimillionaires, almost billionaires. Like,
Hmm.
and they're in there 3, 4, 5 in the morning, back at it at 11 or 12, back at it again 7, 8 at night, going to practice, playing in 82 games. Like, it's just levels. Film, like
Right.
film is just as important too. Like all of it, all of it is like goes into professionalism, and just it all requires hard work. You can't skip steps. You can't
Yeah.
skip workouts. You can't do it. Like you won't be effective. So hard work is just everything. Like everything that you do, how is it going to perfect my craft on the court?
Yeah.
Like what am I going to do now to help me when I'm playing? So uh,
Yeah, nah, I agree with that 100%, man. And I think that, kind of like you said, it's hard work. It does look different sometimes. Like, depending on
mhm,
hard work is taking care of your body sometimes. Like,
mhm.
if you got a hamstring industry, you don't need to be out there doing extra sprints and whatnot.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I
exactly.
mean? You gotta, what I mean? There's a lot of other things, you could do, and you see it in the league sometimes. Like a guy injures his right hand and he's working on lefty
Left
floaters
hand.
until he gets back. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um, I remember in my playing career, I was in between jobs, but I went out to Serbia and I was working out with this Serbian coach.
Mhm.
And every day after practice, we would practice for 2 hours with a bunch of other
Mhm.
guys that weren't playing at the time. After practice, he would be like, go make 10 in a row,
Yeah.
from three, from like a
Yeah.
certain amount of spots. And I was like, all right, cool. And I remember one day he threw a curveball. He's like, all right, today we're gonna do the same thing, but I want 10 in a row, pick and roll threes, alternating sides.
Mhm.
And I looked at him, I'm like, all right, what?
Yeah.
Like I miss dribble this joint one time, like,
Yeah.
and like that first day, I might have been there an extra 45 minutes.
Mhm.
But it's like you just get focused. And
Mhm.
then the next day became a little easier. And then I just remember that day because that was the day that like my definition of hard work changed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that just as a player with more experience, you start to learn different things, and it all changes.
Yeah.
And I think hard work is it becomes you.
Yeah.
Whatever your
Yeah.
definition of hard work, it becomes you. And I
Yeah.
think that
I think
that's
it's
what
also
ultimately leads you to success.
yeah, I think it's also just like a routine too. Like
Mm.
hard work, like, like you said, like your Serbian coach, he told you, okay, after practice, I want you to do this, right? So he's like instilling in you like every day, like, all right, every day I gotta get up a certain amount of shots, or I gotta make a certain amount of shots before I leave the gym. I gotta make 10 in a row from a certain amount of spots. Or it's like, and after a while, like, I'm sure, like, after a while, you begin to say, like, all right, before, at the end, like, after practice, I gotta make X amount before I leave. Like,
Hmm.
he didn't have to say nothing to you at that point.
Right.
Right. So, you know, I think hard work just becomes it becomes a natural habit, just a routine. Like when you do it over and over again, you don't even view it as hard work. You don't even know that you're working hard, like, because just what you
Yeah.
do. Like, it's just what you do, you know. So, um,
Yeah. No,
it's
that's
crazy.
definitely a fact, man. And you know, I got a lot of respect for you and everything that you know, just your journey, you know, just looking at your journey, even on paper, man. I mean, you know, I've been overseas a while. I had a 10-year career, but it's just I can look at a guy's journey on paper, and I already know the amount of
Yeah,
practices and the grinds and the cold gyms, the
yeah.
bad floors, you know what I mean?
Oh
All that stuff that
man,
like all the obstacles in the way from putting in hard work that's there. Like I'm already knowing, so it's like to see your production year after year after year. Like I know there's a work ethic behind that. You know,
yeah.
nothing like that happens by accident. So, you know, much
No,
respect to you and your
right.
career. And, you know, and I challenge you, man, just take it to that next
Uh,
level. You know what I'm saying? Take it to
Thank
that
you.
next level. And, you know, continue to keep putting up numbers, man. And, you know, the sky's definitely the limit for you, man. But I
Thank you.
appreciate you sitting down with Swish Cultures, man.
Thank you. I thank you
This
for
is a
having me,
dope
for
time.
real. It means a lot, for real. It means more than, It's crazy. I've been following y'all page for years. So it's kind of like a dream come true for me. So, cause I ain't never had a big name, still not a big name. I ain't never went to the big school, nothing. So,
Hmm.
to be acknowledged is, you know, it's pretty good. Definitely, it's gonna make me keep going though, and keep
Yeah.
pushing. So definitely
Man,
can't stop.
don't take your foot off the gas, bro.
No, can't do it. I can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. So
Nah,
but
for
yeah,
sure,
man.
man.